Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're diving into a complex and often overlooked issue in South Africa. When the term foreigner is used, it usually refers to black individuals from other African countries who face the brunt of xenophobic sentiments. Meanwhile, Europeans, Americans, Arabs, Indians, Chinese, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, and others from outside the African continent often escape this harsh treatment. Even the Department of Home Affairs seems to focus on black African immigrants when discussing foreign nationals, while Europeans from Zimbabwe, for example, are not seen as foreigners in the same way. Why is this the case? What are the underlying reasons for this disparity? Join us as we explore the factors contributing to this unfortunate situation. In South Africa, the term foreigner often refers to black individuals from other African countries. This distinction is evident in the treatment of different groups of immigrants. Europeans, Americans, Arabs, Indians, Chinese, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, and other non-African nationals generally do not face the same level of xenophobic sentiment as black Africans from neighboring countries. The Department of Home Affairs, when addressing issues related to foreigners, frequently focuses on black Africans, often excluding Europeans from Zimbabwe, who are not typically regarded as foreigners in the same way. The reasons for this disparity are multifaceted. Historically, South Africa has had a complex relationship with immigration. During apartheid, the country was isolated from much of the world, and immigration policies were heavily influenced by racial segregation. Post-apartheid, South Africa opened its borders, leading to an influx of immigrants, particularly from other African nations. This influx has sometimes been met with hostility, driven by economic competition, social tensions, and historical prejudices. Economic factors play a significant role in the xenophobic attitudes towards black African immigrants. South Africa faces high unemployment rates, with 1 in 3 South Africans out of work. This economic strain often leads to scapegoating, where immigrants are blamed for taking jobs and resources from local citizens. Black African immigrants, who often work in low-wage, informal sectors, become easy targets for such accusations. In contrast, immigrants from Europe, America, and Asia are often perceived as bringing investment and skills, thus facing less hostility. Social and cultural factors also contribute to the differential treatment. Black African immigrants are often more visible in local communities, living in townships and informal settlements alongside South Africans. This proximity can lead to increased competition for resources and services, heightening tensions. Additionally, cultural and linguistic similarities among black Africans can sometimes blur the lines of national identity, making it easier for xenophobic sentiments to take root. The role of the media and political rhetoric cannot be overlooked. Politicians and public figures sometimes use anti-immigrant rhetoric to gain support, framing black African immigrants as a threat to national stability. This rhetoric is often amplified by the media, which can sensationalize incidents involving immigrants, further entrenching negative stereotypes. The Department of Home Affairs' focus on black African immigrants reflects broader societal attitudes. Policies and enforcement practices often disproportionately target these groups, reinforcing the perception that they are the primary foreigners in South Africa. This focus can be seen in immigration raids, deportations, and the rhetoric used in official statements. Historical events have also shaped these attitudes. The xenophobic violence that erupted in 2008 and 2015 primarily targeted black African immigrants, resulting in deaths, injuries, and displacement. These incidents have left a lasting impact on the collective consciousness, reinforcing negative perceptions of black African immigrants. In contrast, immigrants from Europe, America, and Asia often occupy different social and economic spaces. They are more likely to live in affluent neighborhoods, work in professional sectors, and have access to resources that insulate them from the everyday struggles faced by many South Africans. This separation can lead to a perception that they are less of a threat to local livelihoods. The legacy of colonialism and apartheid also plays a role. During colonial times, European settlers were the dominant group, and this historical dominance has left a lingering perception of Europeans as part of the social fabric of South Africa. This perception can extend to contemporary European immigrants, who are sometimes seen as less foreign than black Africans from neighboring countries. Efforts to address xenophobia in South Africa have been ongoing, with various government and civil society initiatives aimed at promoting social cohesion and integration. However, these efforts face significant challenges, including deeply entrenched prejudices, economic inequality, and political instability. In short, the differential treatment of immigrants in South Africa is influenced by a complex interplay of historical, economic, social, and political factors. Black African immigrants often bear the brunt of xenophobic sentiments due to their visible proximity, economic competition, and historical prejudices. In contrast, immigrants from Europe, America, and Asia are generally perceived more favorably, reflecting broader societal attitudes and historical legacies. Addressing these issues requires a multifaceted approach that tackles the root causes of xenophobia and promotes inclusive policies and practices. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.